Okay, I'm going to sit down. Just a little bit more comfortable. And I'm very excited to talk to you. I know several of you in the room, many of you I'm excited to meet. I was saying earlier that I'm excited to see all of you and feel your energy. I'm excited to share my work, and I'm excited to hear their stories and have them share their work. So it's a real privilege to be here, and thank you very much. Again, I'm Jonelle Davis, an intuitive coach, and I got my first, realization that I was very different from other people when I was younger. My parents had 4 children, and my mother was taking me to the doctor's office. And as we were in the doctor's office, she said, as if I weren't right there, she's sensitive. You know. What does that mean? And so I got home, and of course she said, I will tell you when we get home, look it up in a dictionary. Typical teacher, right? So I'm like, I go home, I look up sensitive, and I swear to you, it hurt my feelings. I was like, yes! How could you say that about, is that okay to be that way? Does that really make me that different? Well, apparently it did. I didn't quite fit in my family. I think everyone feels like they may be the black sheep, but I mean, I was like the wounded sheep. And I remember taking an inventory in high school. Of course, back then they called them career tests. And it came out counselor. I was so excited. I'm like, there. I can help people. This is going to be wonderful. I can be a counselor. I was so excited. And I came home and I told my family, well, let me tell you about my family. My dad was a principal. My mother was going to be a nun. Obviously, was not. Very taught Latin. Okay. And I had 2 brothers who were very scientific, very, they ended up becoming engineers, and they got patents, and they're very tough. And I have a younger sister who is an attorney. So trust me, I did not fit in. But at the time, I didn't realize. I was like, yay, guess what? I found out I could be a counselor. It's going to be wonderful. And they laughed me out of the room. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to be living on the streets. What are you going to do? Go get a counseling degree or be a social worker? And it was totally not accepted. And I remember thinking, okay, I guess maybe that was, I just sort of kept it inside. My dad came from a family, you can see where all this energy comes down from my family, was from his father, superintendent of schools, and we would go over and have dinner at their house, and he would tell a story. He would make up a poem, and he would speak in the middle of the meal. I mean, for God's sake, just let us eat. But it had to all be about what he had to say, his presence and his jig. I swear, he made up poems, he did songs, he did all of this. So one time he got up, and he said, imagine if the 4 of you, so my 2 brothers, my sister, and I, all went into business together. How amazing that would be. And he went on about how my older brother would get a patent, which he does have. And he could come up with this great way of doing something. And my younger brother, who's the engineer, then he could make it happen. He could design it and make this great product happen. My sister, the attorney, could be the attorney for the business. She'd make sure everything was done correctly, all the laws were obeyed, and we would be very successful. And he said, and Jonelle, well, she could greet everybody in the waiting room and make them feel comfortable. And I thought, seriously? That's how you see me? But really what he was saying was the truth. That was the feeling aspect that's needed. People need to feel welcome. They need to feel understood and seen for who they really are. So you can see, like, growing up, it was not something that my parents got a big flag out and said, our daughter's wonderful. I mean, it really had to be something I had to grow into. So when I went into college, I did not get a counseling degree. Are you kidding? I wasn't stupid. I got a marketing degree. And it ended up serving me because I became a career counselor. And you need to have that understanding of business. And it was the right thing at the time. It was too early for me to be in counseling. So I got a marketing degree, and I absolutely loved it. But when I was in business, I had a California real estate license. I was in relocation, did all kinds of work like that. I realized there's a greater calling for me, and this is not it. It's not in selling homes. I love connecting with the people who are buying the home, the children, seeing what they really need. Does this home feel good to them? So I thought, okay, it's time. I was away, literally away from my very influential family, And I decided it's time, I'm going back, and I got my master's degree in counseling. Loved it. And I tell my kids that you may not like school right now, but if you study and pursue the thing that you absolutely love, school gets better. It is more the stuff that you like. I didn't miss a class. I went into group counseling like I was in a candy store. I went into it in career counseling. Oh, I mean, it was wonderful. So I'll say that to you when you're looking at what work you want to do, whatever you're reading about, whatever gets you excited, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you notice in the paper or on the news, that's what you should be doing. You're all here for a reason. You want to know more. You want to understand more. You want to feel more. You want to feel more connected. Keep going. So I loved my program. But as I was talking to people and learning how to listen, right, you got to have good listening skills when you're a counselor, I would pick up on stuff. And I would feel stuff for them. I'm like, holy cow, what is this? This is, and I could really get into what that person was truly saying and what they weren't saying. And it would be very, very deep. The practice sessions, it was fantastic. So I started exploring the metaphysical, thinking, okay, there's more here than what is right in front of us. I went up to Lilydale, New York. Has anyone ever heard of Lilydale? Okay, it's a wonderful spiritual center. It's fantastic. And I walked around there feeling awesome there, and yet people would just stop and look at me. And I'm like, I said, Mom, did I mess up with my hair this morning? Why are these people staring at me? This feels really creepy. And she goes, I have no idea why they're doing this for you. I'm like walking along, trying to fit in. People stop looking at me. And I went up to have my first psychic reading, and the woman came up to me and she said, you can do this. And I said, I can do what? She goes, you can do this. And I'm like, that's what I'm paying you to do? What do you mean I can do this? and she was right. But at the time I had that deer in the headlights look like, seriously, I can do this? I don't know. Just, okay, whatever. Everyone just let me have a lovely time here. So I started seeing psychics. I started learning about past lives. I was reading all these books in addition to my counseling books. And I started exploring my own Native American heritage. I am Chippewa. My mom came from a reservation in North Dakota. And when we finally went back and I finally got to see the reservation, we met someone, and you have a beautiful name. And there's these fantastic names like, I don't know, Running Elk, or come up with some really cool names, you know what I mean? Like Roaring Bear, all these really great. Our relative's name was Yellow Fat.
That is a very good thing in Native American. It is.
So much in English. Seriously. And to me, it means cellulite. I didn't know. So it became this big family joke. Yeah, we are Yellow Fat. So we moved to Colorado. I raised our children full time. We moved to Colorado, and I got back into career counseling. It started cranking up again and again and again, and I was seeing things from people. They would say, something, and I'm like, but you need to be near the water. I can tell you, but I couldn't say that. I really think you need to be by a river, and boy, your wife's not happy you're here. I mean, you could just feel all of that. And so I thought, this is really incredible. I still wasn't paying attention. I still wasn't living up to it. So I think the universe decided to give me a good cosmic 2x4 upside the head because I started picking up on other people's physical pain. And I don't mean saying, wow, you've got a headache, your leg hurts, boy, I'm sorry you didn't feel very well this morning. I got the headache, I got the leg pain, I wasn't feeling very well this morning. And it was really debilitating. And I remember being in the kitchen and getting this headache like I've never had before. I thought, what is that? Oh my God, what is wrong with me? I remember reaching up for the ibuprofen, and my son runs in the house, and he says, Mom, I'm getting a migraine. And then it left my head, and it went back to him. I thought, I need to figure out what to do with this, because there's something here. Duh. There's something here. I need to figure this out. So I learned Reiki, and I started trying to combine having a psychic ability with being a career counselor. And never say, I'm ready, unless you're ready. Because I remember just saying, okay, I'm ready, bring it on. Bring it on, I'm ready, help me with this. I saw Sue Frederick's face. I thought, who was that woman? I'm supposed to work with her. Again, one of those, what? Who said that? Wait, that was coming from you. Okay, wait, I'm supposed to work with her. And I got her training, and she's a career intuitive. So I take what Sue has taught me, and I'm doing it my way. I'm adding my psychic abilities, the things I've been working on with Serena, just growing and growing and growing, and really doing it in a very unique way. I now help people uncover what their heart is calling them to do. I don't just give career inventories anymore. I don't just give the Myers-Briggs or the Campbell Literacy Skill Survey. I can feel your heart's desire. I can show it to you. I meditate on your birthday, and I can feel the gifts that you were given, your mission in this lifetime, much, much, much deeper work than you should have this job title or that job title, or this is your Myers-Briggs personality type. I do much deeper, more wonderful work, and it's been an absolute privilege to be able to do it. If I had continued to listen to what other people thought I should be, you should be a teacher, you should be a nurse, you should get your PhD. What do you mean you only got your master's? Oh my God, I mean seriously, you gotta stop somewhere, right? You know, you should be doing this, you should be doing, if I listened to all of those shoulds of what other people thought would have been right for me, I would be living a miserable and unfulfilled life. And instead, through all the gifts that I was given, the information I was given, the intuition I was given, and the wonderful people I work with, I'm now living a blessed life. I'm now using my gifts to help people. I feel such a sense of purpose, such a sense of passion, that I can share my gifts that were underneath my sensitive childhood, just waiting to come out. And the thing that made my childhood the most challenging was actually the thing that gave me my greatest gift. And I'm happy to share that with you too.